Hello followers, this is English on Hares Global channel. I invite everyone to follow these lessons. I want you just to subscribe on the channel, to like, to comment and to share. Thank you. Tenses. Here we are going to study different tenses, but as it is not possible to study all these tenses in a short time, we'll deal with this step by step. Let's begin with the beginning if I use this tautology. First tense is simple present tense. To put different verbs in simple present tense, you have first to identify what kinds or categories of verb can we make in English. Here, I have grouped this into three categories. The first is auxiliary verbs. Here we have auxiliary be and have. Next, we have modal auxiliary verbs. We have the modal do, may, can, might, must, will, ought to, and others, but there are not many. Next, we have ordinary verbs or main verbs. For ordinary verbs, there are also the reason why I suggested this verb instead of the others. This will be shown in the following lessons, but to sum up, I decided to put the verb which ends in a vowel, verb which ends in a consonant, verb having three letters only, consonant, vowel, consonant, verb ending in I and E, verb having double E at the end, verb to miss ending in S, and verb to desire. Here, each verb represents a set of verbs that we will see next in different tenses, either in simple present or present continuous, or verb which cannot be at the same time in present continuous. Then, we cannot study simple present tense without beginning by the auxiliary. The first auxiliary is auxiliary be, because this is the main auxiliary that is used for other tenses like auxiliary have. In affirmative, you say I am. If you use a contracted form, you say am. I am a teacher. Am a teacher. If you put in negative, contracted form, you can contract it. Say, I'm not a teacher. You are or you're. You are or you're a pupil. In negative, we have two forms here. You can say, you're not, or you aren't. You can decide to contract in this are and they say you're, or you can decide to contract not. If you contract not, which means you connect not on are and you contract the honorary not by n apostrophe and the t, and it is for all the other subjects. You are or you a pupil. You're not or you aren't a pupil. He is or he's a businessman. He's not or he isn't a businessman. She is or she's the first lady of the country. She's not or she isn't the first lady. Negative. It is or it's a dog, or it is a dog. It's not or isn't a dog. We are winners. Or you will winners. Will not, or we aren't winners. You are intelligent, or you're intelligent in the plural. You're not, or you aren't intelligent. And the last is they are, or they're polite, or they are not, or they aren't polite. Then why do we have to first know this auxiliary verb be? It is because it will help us to make other tenses. For instance, present continuous. And this can be either auxiliary S can be a verb like an ordinary verb. Then we will see this later, how it can be an auxiliary and how it can be an ordinary verb like others. Auxiliary to have. Affirmative. We have I have, you have, he, she, it has, we have, you have, and they have. In negative, you say I have not, or I haven't. You have not, or you haven't. She or he, she, it has not, or he, she, it hasn't. We have not, or we haven't. You have not, or you haven't. This auxiliary also has two functions. On one side, it can be ordinary verb. If I have a pen, or I have a ruler. This time it means I possess. Then it is an ordinary verb. When I say I have a ruler, it is like an ordinary verb. But if I use this with other compound tenses like present perfect, I have done, this have then comes auxiliary. Then all these details will be seen later for the following lesson. Next, let's go with modal auxiliary verbs. In English, we don't have many modal auxiliary verbs. They are listed, which means there is a list for this. But what is common for the modal auxiliary verbs? All of them except one in simple present tense with the subject he, she, it. It is only this modal auxiliary verb do which has the inflection s. Then in which way does we add es. But for other modal auxiliaries, we have the same form for all the subject being he or she or it. We have the same form. We say I can, you can come, he can come. We don't say he can and put s because we say it is he, she, it subject, because we see for other tenses. Even for this subject, for other models, we have the same form. We say I can come, you can come, he can come, she can come, she may come, or it must happen. Then we do not have to add es or s on he, she, it on this model, except the model do only. Then here is an example. Affirmative, we say I can. In the negative, we say I cannot, with double N, connected, not separate. No, it is written in connected way. They are connected, they are joined together. Some they write this separately, but it is not true. We have to connect. The double N are connected. I cannot. Or if it is contracted, you say I can't. I can't. You must. You must not. Or you mustn't. You mustn't. You mustn't. I can't. I can't. I cannot. I can't. You must not. You mustn't. Mustn't. Not mustn't. Mustn't. She ought to come. For instance, she ought to come tomorrow. She ought not. She ought not to. The not is between ought and the to. She ought not to come. They may. Say they may not. To say they might is Old English, or he oughtn't is Old English, but modern just say he ought not to come. They may not. There is no contracted form which is really good English that can be used here. In brief, we have auxiliary verb, modal auxiliary verb, and ordinary verb. This time we have studied with auxiliary have and be, and this time I show you how the modal auxiliaries also function. Then saying that apart from auxiliary do, which has this inflection s on he, she, it, other auxiliary verb have the same form for all the subjects, and we make their negative, the affirmative like this, and the negative like this. Thank you for your attention. Please, I want you to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share our video. Thank you.